Can everybody hear me okay? Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, Victoria. Yes, it is. What time is it here? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night here. Just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Joan, does that mean you can hear me okay? Mary's watching from Florida. Michigan. Wow. I'm using a new microphone and I don't often do lives, so you'll have to bear with me. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody. So we're here to talk about SummerWootahWells. Okay, so as we know, she was last seen on the 15th, and according to her family, she was seen outside of her home in the Beach Creek community. She's 5 years of age, although her parents, her father, did report her as 4 at the time, and she was apparently wearing grey pants and a pink sweatshirt. Okay, so investigators say that, as we know, she's 3 feet tall, 40 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She really is a pretty little thing, don't you think? She's like gorgeous. She really is gorgeous. I've got a photo actually that I want to show you because I was like really shocked at how much like her mother she actually looks. You don't see it now. Oh, my screen went off. That's no good. Let's see if I can find it. And this Amber Alert was issued on May the 16th. Where is this picture? Let me show you. Aha, here. Take a look at this photo and tell me how much she looks like her mother. What do you think? That was on Candace Bly's Facebook page before she made it private. I just looked at it and I thought, oh my God, it's Summer. She does. She's so pretty. So they're saying that her hair might now be shorter. It looks like yeah, that's right. She just looks like she does look like a boy with her hair really short. I mean, I don't know what all that is about. Apparently it was due to lice. I mean, if my daughters had lice, you know, it doesn't mean you're a dirty family. It just basically means that, you know, they like clean hair. And sometimes you can pick them up from the garden. You can pick them up. Let me just put my phone on silent because that's going to drive me absolutely insane. Sorry about that, guys. So, put my phone on silent. Who is it that's trying to ring me when I'm on a live? You know, just don't do that, do you? I mean, how do they just not know? They just seem to know. Right. Okay, let's put it on aeroplane mode. That might be a better idea, and then nobody can bother me. Okay, so you see this photo here? I think this was before they shaved it all off. I think they started by, like, I don't know what she was doing here, but it looks like some kind of a boy cut, to be honest. It's not, you know, I wouldn't do that to my daughter's hair, but maybe she thought it was trendy. I don't know. Hi, Janice. Janice, is it? Justice Jenny. She says that she lives in Tennessee as well. Yeah, poor darling Candice. I mean, like I was saying before we got cut off there with the phone call, it was highly inappropriate. You know, children do get lice. They do. And, you know, they pick it up from other kids at school. Truth Matter says possibly punishment. Yeah, I mean, apparently the dad was really angry and they had a massive falling out when Candace dyed her hair. And I've noticed in a couple of photos, I think she did it pink when she was really young. She looked about 2, 3, and she did it pink. And then she did it again when she was a little bit older, like not that long ago, and she did it blue. And I think the father was like really not happy about it. So he maybe said, look, just shave it all off. I don't know, you know, I'm guessing, but yeah, it's not good, is it? But I think I mean, that's the kind of thing you'd have on a boy. But I mean, to say that they wouldn't buy her, apparently wouldn't buy her cars and things like that because they said that she was a girl, then cutting all her hair off to make her look even more like a boy. I mean, maybe they said to her, look, you want to be like a boy, you know, you want to play with boys' toys. Okay, we'll let you look like a boy. And, you know, then maybe like shaved it off. Like say, yeah, Skylar, mum shaved it off. It's punishment. Possibly. I mean, like I say, we are just guessing. But yeah, I do feel bad for her as well, Candice. It's awful because you just don't know. Behind closed doors, you have no idea what's going on in someone's house. But the family are saying here that Candice Bly, so the mother, has yet to talk. She hasn't really said anything. I think she's put like the odd cryptic kind of message on her Facebook. But apart from that, the grandma did say, bring my grandbaby home. She's a lovely baby. Well, she's not a baby, is she? And we're so thankful for everyone looking for her. We yelled and looked for her as much as we could, but she's just gone. I know she would never wander off alone. And a family friend added that the Wells want to thank everybody who have had their hand in the search. And the Wells family are obviously distressed, very distressed. Mum seems to have gone into hiding. She's not saying much. I can't really work her out. I'm not really sure if she's just very depressed or very intoxicated. I can't quite work out whether it's a mixture of both. But the thing is, I wanted to mention before we get into all like the updates and everything that I've got here for you is, where is it? Let's have a little look on my little computer. So I've got some pictures, and you know, they obviously did some like nice things together. You know, they went out on trips together and things. They were like at the fair. They were just doing all sorts of nice things, and I just think that's not the kind of thing that happens. You see that photo there, look, her hair before her hair was shaved. She looks a bit younger there. She's probably about 3. On a ride. She still does not look happy though. Look, she's on a ride. They've taken her to the fair. She should be excited, and she looks miserable. She looks fed up. I mean, it's not exactly a scary ride, is it? It's not about to throw her off. It's probably doing about 3 miles an hour. She just looks really unhappy. But there are other photos, you know, of all the family like on days out, and you just think that's not what families do if they're not happy, they're not, you know, enjoying life, they're not treating the kids kind of well. So what I think in my assumptions to all this is that something has gone on during this COVID. Like something has happened during this COVID. I don't know what. Maybe because I did see a post on her Facebook. It was a while back now, before she made it private, and it was before the COVID. And she was saying, on my way to work, and she had like a picture of the photo out of the front of the window, and she put, on my way to work. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't want to guess like what it was she was doing for a living. I have no idea. But she was working. So I'm guessing with this COVID, she was probably at home, because then she posted saying a stay-at-home mum. So whether she lost her job, whether she decided to give it up, or whether it was just because of the COVID and they were just not working. So I think she was at home. They had a lot of time to sit around, you know, and maybe they just, you know, got into this kind of rut of doing the things that they would do on maybe a weekend or as a treat more often, without kind of going into too much detail. I mean, I don't know what you think, like, but it just seems strange that like there's all these photos of them going on all these days out and having all this fun and time, and then like this just kind of dysfunction with people coming out of the woodwork to say, you know, things were not good. Okay, so I'm just reading a comment here, and I don't know about that. Mikhail, do you know about that situation? Because I'm not aware of that. If you do know about it, then, you know, let us know. Come up if you want, and have a chat with me. We've got loads to talk about. I will put the link in the description box if anybody wants to come up and chat. I can post it in the chat. I normally use an iPad for all of this, but I decided to use a laptop for some reason. It just seems to be more difficult. I think when you get used to using iPads, everything else just, here we go, just seems a little bit more difficult. But yeah, they just went on all these day trips and everything without repeating myself. And it just seems strange. Something's gone on. Something's happened during the course of the COVID, I think. Something's happened, because it just seems that, you know, I don't know. Because obviously we're not there. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, do we? So the media, thanks, Sheila. That's really nice. Thank you. And the media was saying that, well, they were trying to interview Donald Wells. And it's obviously come out about, you know, his charges and things like that. And so they were like questioning him about it. And he just really didn't want to talk about it. Now, I mean, I've been looking at some of those charges, you know, and then don't seem to be anything major. I mean, obviously, all criminal activity is bad, you know, but we're not talking anything involving children, if you know what I'm trying to say, you know, burglary, all that kind of stuff. But when they asked him about it, I mean, there was the weapon situation, and you know, things like that. But there was nothing too bad. But for some reason, he didn't want to talk about it. And they asked him, and he just kind of said, you know, I'd rather not discuss that. And said that he'd had an argument with Candace, and she dropped all the charges. Well, I mean, I'd have been interested to know, if she hadn't have dropped the charges, what would he have got charged with, you know? So I'm just looking at some of these comments. Family friends said money was not an issue. The psychic has been on point so far. Yeah, there's a few psychics. I mean, not everybody's into that kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm majorly into it, but there is like one or two that I like. There's that what's she called, Above and Beyond Ancestry. She's really good. If you haven't seen her, highly recommend her. She's amazing. Like, I watched her the other week, and she covered this case, and I was like majorly shocked at what she pulled out of those cards, and it goes completely along with everything that I've put out in my videos so far, which is crazy. Yeah, Above and Beyond Ancestry. Go across and check her out. But yeah, I couldn't understand why Donald just did not seem to want to talk about that. So, and then the church, this Kingsport Seventh-day Evangelist Church, was taking donations and help for the family as the people were searching for Summer. And the church members said that their goal was to cheer up the family and show support during their time of need. They said when they see someone who is hurt, somebody that you care about, then you want to do what you can to help. And they said, you know, you can donate, and the details were there. And so I think somebody also set up a GoFundMe. Now, the details for this GoFundMe were on the SummerWells Facebook page. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to have a click on this and see what's going on with this. And I'll show you what it said. Oh, here we go. This is what I got when I clicked on the link. Should be uploading. Here we go. Campaign not found. Sorry, we can't find the campaign. It's gone off my screen. Yeah, campaign not found. So it looks like whoever started this GoFundMe, this is for the GoFundMe, shut it down, which is interesting. They obviously had seen the people commenting in the Facebook groups and saying, you know, you shouldn't be giving them money, and I don't know. Everybody's got their own ideas on that. So the updates. Let's have a look and see what I've got for you. I've got all sorts here. Where do I start? Let me read some of these comments. I'm so not used to this. I don't know how these people like do these like 2-3 hour long lives. Like, I just don't know. Yeah, oh, somebody's put the link in. Justice Jenny, thank you. Is Above and Beyond, is that the link? Oh, I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, she's so good. You need to go across and watch her. Above and Beyond. Yeah, I love her channel. Okay, so I'll get to these pictures and then I can put them up on the screen as I'm talking about them, so you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay, so I posted a video earlier on. I'm kind of starting in the middle of where I wanted to start, but hey ho. I posted this video earlier on and I had a lot of people asking me about it. They were saying, you know, where did you get these details from? And some were saying you shouldn't dox him. And then there were other people saying you should put the address out so we can see. And, you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not having people go around to his house because of me. Like, that's just not fair. Anyway, this guy, he's in his 60s, like I said earlier on, and he does live on Ben Hill Road. Okay, now I went on Google Earth to try and find where this is. Now, I don't know if any of you have Googled this, but as you look at the state highway road that goes through, Ben Hill Road goes off it, and it's like a dirt track. It's like a dirt track road, and then all the houses come off there. Now, this goes right up into the 200-300s. And people saying it doesn't go up that far. There's only a couple of houses. Somebody said in the chat, well, that's not the case. This number, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's quite a high number. It's, you know, we're talking 100, 200, you know, plus after theirs. And it goes right up this dirt track. Now, I tried to Google Earth it, but it's so in the trees. It looks like it's kind of a farm or something, and it's so in the trees. But this guy that I'm talking about here does own this vehicle. I don't know how I came across this, but it's a Toyota Tacoma. And then there's the license number there, but I've just scribbled it out. But I do have that. And so there were people saying, you know, you should have contacted the TBI. And I was like, yep, I already have. And so for anybody who doesn't believe me, I do have that automatic reply here. Thank you for your submittal to tips and TBI. Okay, so there we go. That's that. Okay, now somebody else, I'll just get this up. So somebody else put this on earlier on. Bring it up on the screen. They said, I was on Google Maps. I don't know how often it is updated, but I saw this vehicle in the, I think she said, I've just left the command center in Rogersville. I was dropping off a flyer for the reward for the parents. And on my way back, I passed a truck that fits the description of the one they just posted about. So, I mean, it could be that this vehicle is this guy that just happens to live on Ben Hill Road. I mean, he just obviously lives really far back in the trees. You know, he's in his 60s. He might keep himself to himself. He might not even bring his vehicle out that often. So it could just be that it's that, you know? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So, oh, that's going a bit quick. Right. Get back to where I was. What do you think to this? Somebody must have commented on Candace Wells's Facebook saying, you know, she couldn't have just walked off sort of thing. And Candace, the mother of Summer, actually commented, "You're right, she didn't just walk off." So, I mean, you can read what you want into that, whether she's kind of thinking to herself, she's definitely been abducted. And then she would be saying to herself, "You're right, you know, she hasn't been." But, you know, that's to say that, it's kind of, to say that it's like, you know, and how would you know? You wouldn't. Anyway, and then someone else was saying, this was somebody else on Facebook, and they were saying, Candace is most likely scared to say anything because she's afraid of losing her kids to DCS, which she did with her other two. Well, as far as I'm aware, she gave them up. I don't think they took them. So for her coming forward, she could be scared of that. She's scared of what the future holds, and her not saying anything as well. She's most likely scared that her coming forward could unbag more evidence of the possibility of types of certain things that may have happened to Summer as well. Certain types of things. They would find out in maybe an autopsy. I don't know if this boy would necessarily know if she was not here anymore. Like maybe after they got out of the water and she seemed fine, maybe it's not written too well, but looking as though she was sleeping maybe in the back of the car when maybe she was not actually sleeping. So he assumed that she was still alive. And maybe then Candace got back home after dropping the boy off, and she went over to Summer, got her out of the car and noticed something was wrong. And then what do? Candace most likely took her somewhere. Anyway, I won't carry on with that because I think we know where that's going. But this was this lady on Facebook, and that was her theory, okay? You know, everybody has their own theories about this. And, you know, I don't think it's right for people to come in the comments and to be like, "No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong." And I try and be a pleasant and appreciative just to everybody who has an opinion. Just when you post your opinions in the comment section, there's just had a few just recently because everybody's so het up over this case and so upset that it's like, and you just think, okay, calm down, like calm down, have your opinion, but there's no need to be like obnoxious. So I've had to like tell a couple of people that this is my channel, behave. And that's just not like me at all. Anyway, so you'll be interested in this one. Okay, so these are text messages between, oh, I've gone off. Sorry. These are text messages between the 15-year-old boy and the mother of Summer. Okay. So Candace starts off with who? Your hand? And the boy replies, "Yep, Rosia Palm and her 5 sisters." So I think we know what that means. Candace Bly replies, "And her brothers." And the boy says, "F you too." Candace replies, "No, bro, I don't F my homies." He said, "F you too." She said, "No, bro, I don't F my homies." Or am I saying that again? And he said, "Nope." And so I don't know, make of that what you want, but I thought I would bring that one to your attention. Crazy. Okay, now this is one that I I was thinking the same. Here, just upload it. So this girl said, bear with me, it's the first time I've used this computer to do a live. This girl said, how long will this go on for before this search is called off? I know they won't ever stop searching for answers, but at what point will all these agencies and searchers that are involved say that they've done all they can and they've searched everywhere? I feel such a sense of urgency to find something before that point is reached. Completely agree, because you see them all out there. It's really bad terrain. They're searching, they're wading through fields of corn and, like brush, and it's like up to their shoulders. It's a hard slog. And I mean, everybody's been so kind and they're donating all this food and everything, and it's all so nice. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the comments because I'm trying to read. But I completely agree with this question. Like, how long will it be? Because that's kind of concerning when you think about it like that. I mean, obviously they're not going to stop searching. These agencies are still going to be looking for the information. But at what point will they just like call off the search? I mean, yeah, you're right, Joan. They are still looking for Suzanne Morphew. But with everything, I mean, the search continues, but it's like not as thorough. Oh, wow. Oh, Cat Sanctuary. Thank you. She says, you're so awesome, Emma. Great investigating. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. That's so kind. That's like one of my first ever super chats. I don't do many lives. If I do a live, it's generally an interview with a parent of a child that's missing, or if somebody's been killed. So I did the James Cherez. I interviewed his aunt, and I've done a few interviews like that. So you go back and check out the lives. I'm also supposed to be interviewing Angel Nicole Overstreet's mother at some point soon. Haven't heard from her for just like a few weeks, because she's been with a boyfriend in another state. But when she gets back, hopefully, Cat Sanctuary, I'm trying to put your super chat up on the screen, but I haven't quite worked out how to do that yet. But I do very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's have a look at the next thing I've got for you. Okay, what's this one? I hope you're all well, guys. We have 438 people listening. Gosh. Wow. Hello, every single one of you. I do appreciate all of you for tuning in and listening to me twittering on this live. Anyway, so this person says, I just want to say I've mentioned this case to several people in different states surrounding Tennessee, and not one person I have spoken to had heard about SummerWells. No Amber Alert or news coverage. Why? I haven't seen or heard anything about it either where I live. I found out on Facebook just by chance. By now, I would expect this to have been covered nationwide. We all know her name and her precious little, can't see the other bit, precious little face, praying she's found soon. Now that's pretty worrying, really, isn't it? I mean, I know there's been a few, there's been like posters put up and things, but people really need to share this out. Like, if wherever you live, guys, please go on the Facebook page and share it to your own Facebook, because this needs to get out there. Like, this is crazy. If people don't know about this, I mean, everybody should know about this. I mean, I don't expect everybody like in the UK and, places like that, unless they're into crime and they're online. But surrounding areas of Tennessee, if they do not know about this missing girl, what the hell is going on? Anyway, that's my rant over with. Wait a second. So, and then there was this. It's not going to be a massively long live tonight. It's like, what time is it? 9:30 here at night. And I am on the ambulance in the morning at 5:45, saving lives. Okay, so somebody put, is Candace and Donald married? He calls her his wife, yet her last name is Bly. Now, I think that they may be married because both of them posted. Now, I think it was very end of March, beginning. I think he posted it on the 31st of March. He posted it on the 1st of April, saying that they got married to each other. So whether she's just not changed her name or whether they're just saying that, you know, I don't know. But they did both post on Facebook that they were together. Let me just have a little look at some of these comments quickly. Yeah, I really like Plunder. Plunder's good. Your channel has been my go-to for updates. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. I am trying to keep up with it every single day. It's been difficult because I was working nights last week. And so I was doing my best, like, to just search every minute that I had. Try and... oh, this computer is about to get thrown out of the window in a minute. Okay. I'm just trying to share that comment, but it's not working. Okay, so let's get back to the photos that I've got for you. Here we go. What's this one? Clicking, I'm clicking. Okay. Oh, it's gone off. So somebody said, I just don't understand why the home and property hasn't been physically evacuated, pulled apart. I mean, literally, you know, the Evelyn Boswell case was literally found in her grandpa's shed. How many times do we have to see things like this before they stop worrying about hurting people's feelings and getting hardcore? Now, like I just mentioned, the James Therese case a minute ago when I was interviewing the aunt and everything, he was under the trailer. So the mum did it, and he was buried under the trailer. So another one that was buried around where they lived. And then the Evelyn Boswell case, she was found under the grandpa's, is it the grandpa's shed, in the grandpa's shed? So it is, you know, they are sometimes found around where they live, and it's okay just automatically assuming that the parents are saying everything 100% and that's exactly what happened. But as the woman said on the police radio, I don't know if you heard that, I did put it out on a video, she said, check the house. I mean, I'm sure they did just like wander around, but I'd like to think that, you know, they've literally pulled that place apart. I mean, look at what happened with Owen and Orson. I mean, I don't know how much investigating they did there, but I mean, they were digging up the back garden on the first, was it the first night or the second night? They were digging up that garden because they knew something wasn't right. Like, surely they know something's not right when they walk into that house, see what's going on, see the situation, and, you know, the living conditions. I mean, I was shown a photo. I can't find it now for the life of me. Maybe I deleted it, but it was a photo. Do you remember? I don't know if you saw the photo of where they were building that extension onto the house. Well, apparently they all sleep on mattresses on the floor next to each other. Well, that's what I was told. Anyway, and that's what I saw on the photo. As far as I'm aware, that's, you know, unless they were just playing on them, but that's what it looked like to me. Okay, so people saying, people keep saying that this family is poor. However, Mum can buy teenager alcohol as well as herself and afford cigarettes. She seems to have a very nice vehicle on the driveway, which is always in pristine condition. It's lovely and clean and shiny. And they inherited this 11 acres of land with a home on the property. I guess my definition of poor is very different from some people. Poor cannot afford dirt bikes. Poor cannot afford weed. So when you all say we're poor, you know, what's the situation there? And I understand, you know, I agree with that. Now I put out a video, I think it was yesterday, and somebody had come forward and she'd said, you know, they do have money. Apparently he is really tight with it. I don't know if that's true, but apparently so. And you know, they don't like spending. Let me just quickly go to the comment section. I find it very difficult to like read the comments, read out loud, and try and get the photos all up at once. But I'm sure after I've done a few more lives, I'll get the hang of it. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to make some of you moderators so that this chat is a bit more like moderate. I was going to do it just before, but then I had like 9 minutes and I thought, okay, that's not really long enough to start putting people in as moderators. Okay, what have I got next? So this is just about the sheriff's office, and they're saying that they're honoured, you know, and we really do need to thank all these search teams. I mean, that they're doing everything they can. I bet they're going home absolutely like knackered, like so tired at the end of the day. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know what the weather's like out there at the minute, but I mean, they were all swimming in that lake. I'm guessing it's quite warm, and they're like traipsing over all these thousands of acres of land and terrain. So we really do need to like say a massive thank you to them. Now somebody said, where's grandma? No one's talking about grandma. If she was one of the last people to see Summer, you know, surely the police will have asked her to do a polygraph test as well. Now I've heard Donald came on the media, didn't he? And he was saying, you know, oh yeah, me and Candice, we passed our lie detector test, even though that's not being confirmed by the law enforcement. Well, we don't know if grandma has. And I mean, if grandma was there that day and they were planting flowers, it even said in that message, didn't it? I, you know, myself, mother and Summer were all planting flowers. So you would have thought that they would have wanted to polygraph everybody that was there that day. Okay, so this one is, oh, looks like I've skipped. Where are we? Where are we? So that one's saying, I believe that's why so somebody's saying grandma's missing. She's disappeared. Has she done something? Well, how do we know grandma's disappeared? We don't know that, do we? I mean, she was in the press the other day making comments about the child being missing. So, and then apparently Dad had put a post on his Facebook saying that Summer's favourite song was Godzilla. Now, I don't know if you've heard the words to Godzilla. If you haven't, go and check those out, because that's just a bit weird. I'm not going to put it on here, but the wording's just like, it's not very nice to say that was her favourite song. Anyway, okay, what else have I got? Somebody says, I'm going out on a limb and say these parents aren't smart enough to be able to fool any agencies for a full 9 days. Well, obviously, it's been about 13 days now, hasn't it? No way, no how law enforcement either knows for certain they're involved and they're piecing together the evidence, or they can't tie them to the disappearance at all. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one or the other, isn't it? The fact that they haven't been cleared says a lot. The fact that they haven't been arrested yet says a lot too. And I feel like if they were involved, law enforcement would be putting the pressure on by now. Who knows? They could have had them in again for more questioning. We just don't know, because unless the media is going to get hold of that, or law enforcement's going to tell us, how do we know? I honestly, my opinion, and this is just my opinion alone, I think that they do suspect possibly the family with something. I don't think that they believe them 100%. I mean, you never believe anybody 100%, do you, as detectives, I guess. But I think that they are looking into the family. I mean, given some of the statements that are online, they did say that they are checking social media and they're watching the videos. So who knows? I mean, one of my videos last week got 20-odd thousand views, which I was completely shocked at. So somebody must have been sharing it. Possibly the TBI were watching it, which is a bit, but so maybe they've seen the river situation. Let's hope they've questioned them about that one, because I don't know whether the family are going to be forthcoming in that situation. Now someone please call Nancy Grace and get Summer's face on the case across the country. I couldn't agree more. Nancy Grace does not hold back, does she? She's like, there's no holds bar. Like, she's just in there for the kill. She's gonna, if there's something going on with that family, she'll know about it within 5 minutes. Like, she's a really good judge of character, and she just asks all the right questions. I definitely think if she's not involved yet, I haven't seen anything. I don't know if you've seen anything with her saying that she's going to. I bet you anything, if she contacts the family, they would refuse. They would refuse. And I know the reason why, because, well, my opinion is because they know that she would ask them the questions that they might not want to answer. Yeah, Nancy 100. Yeah, we like a bit of Nancy. She just doesn't hold back, does she? She asks all the right questions. She asks everything that you'd want to know. Who's that other guy? The guy in America that does a lot of questioning. Didn't he used to be a doctor? So I can't think of his name. He's really good as well. Okay, so what else have I got for you? Intimidating. Campaign not found. Oh, I've got to show you this. I don't know if you saw it. If you've been on the Facebook pages, you will have seen it. It is beautiful. It's such a beautiful picture. I don't know how they've made it. Look at that. I really am interested to know how they've made that, because honestly, you could make your thumbnails for the videos amazing. She's obviously very artistic, or she's got some kind of app, because that's just like, that's lovely, isn't it? And I think that's why they're saying the purple hearts. Thanks, Candice. You can always rely on Candice to sort the situation out. Okay, so I've got some pictures of baby Summer. I don't know if you've seen these. I actually found another Facebook page for Donald. I don't know why people have more than one Facebook. What's that all about? Like, I just have one Facebook, one Facebook. Why would you need like Emmy, Emma, Bob? Like, what's all that about? Like, you just have a Facebook there. I don't see the point in having different Facebooks. Anyway, look how cute she is. So I won't tell you who's holding her on this photo, but anyway, there's Summer. Bless her little heart. How gorgeous is she? It's almost like her hair was like a strawberry blonde, and then it kind of got lighter and lighter to the point where it got so beautiful. So beautiful that they did this. Okay. What do you think to this? This is quite funny. See, what's this I've got here? I should have uploaded the Google Earth images for you. It was quite interesting, really. What's this? I love how when things hit the fan, everyone turns to God like it's going to make them look. She's put less innocent, but I think she means more innocent. You're not fooling anyone. Going to church after your child goes missing won't make up for the fact that you're clearly neglected. If there was, in fact, an almighty God, he wouldn't let this happen to the innocent. Everybody has their own opinions on that. You know, some people listening are probably going to think the family are innocent. Some people listening will think the family are not innocent. That's absolutely fine. You're all welcome here. You know, no judgment. Put your comments in, as long as they're not rude, you know, quite happy. We welcome all opinions on this channel. Okay, so look at this. How beautiful. I mean, that's probably why they're getting lice and stuff, because just like hanging around in the gardens by the trailers with all these feral animals, and it's going to happen, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I was going through a bad time. Somebody's put here about turning to God, and you know, not everybody believes in that kind of thing. I do. I'm quite religious. I wouldn't say I go to church every weekend, I've got to be honest. But you know, I work full-time shifts and everything. But I do pray every night, and I do believe. Yeah, I do believe. So what else have I got? Let's have a little look here. Yeah, so I could have done with showing you the Google images, really, because it was really interesting. Just you came in, it's like there was like a big main road, like it was called State Highway something, and then on this main road, which it wasn't even a main road, State Highway, but it looked like a country road. This dirt track just came off it. Just honestly, it was just like a dirt track, and that's called Ben Hill Road. And there's a sign there, if you can see there, the sign, and it just goes up left there past that sign, and it just goes on for like ages. And then there's houses coming off there. So I, you know, think that car, that Toyota, could just be the guy that lives right at the other end of that road. You know, could be. So for anybody that joined later on in the chat, I'll show you this photo. Who do you think this is? Won't it let me? Come on, guys, stop it. Here we go. Who do you think that is? If you join late on in the chat, that is Candace. Candace Bly, the mother of SummerWells, when she was probably just very slightly older than Summer. Don't you think they look really alike? The hair, the eyes. It's amazing, isn't it? My daughter looks nothing like me, unfortunately. Right, let me get back to the comments. See if I've covered everything that I wanted to show you. Let's see. So I just put that number out there. If you have seen Summer, or you think you've seen this little blonde-haired girl around Tennessee anywhere, and you recognize any of the photos that are out on the posters, they're asking you to please call the TBI on 1-800-TBI-FIND or dial 911. She needs locating. You know, we don't know where she is. And if you're out walking your dogs or whatever, just please keep an eye out for, for her. So would anybody like to come up and just join me, and we can have a little chat? I'm quite happy to put the, let's have a look, paste. Okay. Okay, it's loading. There we go. So the StreamYard link is in the comment section. If anybody wants to come up and have a chat, I would love to talk to you. It's very difficult sitting here and talking to myself. I don't know how these people do it on these lives, just like constantly just sit and talk. Like, I don't know. Let's put this really nice picture of Summer back on. I don't know how they do it. It just feels weird, just like talking to yourself. Wow. No, I'm talking to all of you. Let's have a look at the comment section. The video at the watering hole, timestamped it to please. Yeah. Looks just like Summer. Yeah. Yeah, that. Oh, there was something I needed to read to you about that 15-year-old boy. I was going to put it in an update the other day, actually. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay. Because of apparently his dad has custody of him. So what he's doing over with his mum, I've no idea whether she took him, whether he's over there for the holidays. I have no idea. But he was currently with his mother. And there was an update on that. Where is it? Basically, the dad has been in touch with. Oh, here we are. My name is Jeremy Duggan, and I am the VP of Human Aid Solutions. I have legal documentation to secure Hunter and his surname and transport him to his father, Andrew Hiltz, in New York. I have attempted to coordinate with TBI to no avail. They will not return my calls. As VP, I have no other option but to execute this request because the father not only has legal custody, but has requested our assistance in the relocation of this boy due to him being in fear of the child's safety. We're asking for prayers and support. TBI has my number. So he put this out. Okay, I don't know why he's put this on the media, why he's just not gone to the police. He's obviously not getting anything back from them. But if what we're hearing is true, right, and they were down at the river that day, because it's just a very, very strange thing to come out with. It would not cross my mind to just suddenly make up some story about how they'd been down by the river and how she'd gone under the water for 1 minute. Like, where would that come from? It's just, it wouldn't even cross my mind to think of that. So that's come from somewhere, okay? And that's come from somewhere, okay? Now, if that boy, let me add this lady to the stream. Hold on a second, where are we? Let me put you on here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? AP?
I can. Can you hear me?
I think you might have your microphone muted.
Can you hear me now, Emma? Can you hear me now, Emma?
So, yeah, so I'll carry on talking while we're trying to get these people up. If he is involved, okay, if he is involved, this 15-year-old, surely the police would not allow this boy to disappear out of state. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I just think that's odd. And maybe they've not replied because, you know, they're thinking not a chance, but.
Hello, how are you?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Who have we got? We've got allegedly Brittany and we've got AP.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me, Emma?
Nobody's talking to me. I'm talking to myself.
Can you hear us?
I can hear
Oh
the
my
guest.
gosh.
Can the guest hear me? Because I can hear Emma too.
Yeah, I can hear the guest and the host.
As can I. But I don't think Emma can hear us.
So she can't hear us. Oh no. Can someone in the chat inform her that we can hear her?
Okay, guys,
She
so
just
you're on. Can you not hear me talking?
We both can hear you, Emma, but
Don't know
you
if you want
cannot
to
hear
go out and
us.
come back in, because I can't hear you.
Okay, I'll try to go out and come back.
Okay,
Go
I'll
back
do
to
the same.
section. But yeah, if he was involved in any of this, then surely, yeah, and so many mixed drink cans and everything. Yeah, so, I mean, the people were telling us what was going on down by the river and that she'd had this drink. And then what do you know? The man goes down there and there's all these twisted tea cans. So thanks, guys. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, microphones. I've got a brand new microphone. I'm using the computer for the first time. So you'll have to bear with me. I had Lady Queen up once and she came on pretty well. So I don't know why, for some reason, those two people that have just tried to come up, I couldn't hear them at all. So I don't know what's going on there. But if you want to try again, I'm quite happy. I'll put the link in the chat again for you. I don't know what happened there. I was talking to you, but I couldn't hear anything. Paste. So what do you think about that boy? Do you think there is something in that? Do you think he was with them that day? Because, I mean, from everything I've seen, including the father of the boy, I mean, why would they make that up? And the father of the boy is now concerned for this 15-year-old's safety. I mean, what would he be worrying about his safety for? Like, why would you be worried about his safety? Are you worried that they're going to do something or he's going to get involved in something he shouldn't? Like, can you, AP?
I'm on,
You're live,
Emma.
AP.
I'm on. Can you hear me, Emma?
I've pressed
My mic
join.
is unmuted. My mic, I know, is unmuted. My camera's off because I look horrible. But can anyone in the show hear me? I don't have anything to view the show on.
Hello.
Again.
I can hear the guest.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear everyone. And the show can hear you as well. Before I came in, I could hear
I don't know why
everyone.
I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on.
Guest, can you hear
Maybe
me?
it's a computer malfunction. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
So
I can hear Emma and I can hear you.
I think it's going to be a bit of a short
Yes,
live
I think
tonight.
it's everyone but Crime Stories that can hear.
I've got to be up
It's her mic.
really early in the morning for work on the ambulance.
It's the first time I've done stream.
Try one last time. Allegedly, Brittany, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Oh no.
You're live.
Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you.
I can.
Yes.
I can hear everyone as well. I don't think Emma can hear us.
Right. Oh, okay. Guys,
Yeah.
I can't hear you at all. I'm so sorry. I've tried to add you to the stream. You seem to be there, but for some reason you're not. I can't hear you. Okay, so moving on. Okay, guys. Well, I'll leave you with that for now. If I have any more updates, as always, I will be posting them. I'll be making videos every day and trying to keep up with it all as much as I can. If I see anything that, I think is interesting or you should be made aware of, I will post it. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight and just listening to me rambling on. 486 people listening to me talking complete and utter bollocks. But anyway, thank you for that. So you will hear from me in the next day or so with updates. Thank you for the super chat. And I'll be back with you again soon, guys. Take care and have a good evening. Bye.